What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Stock Hustle channel with your boy William. Today is Sunday, September 26th. So today's video is going to be a continuation of a play I played this past week on an option play. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, give you guys a little bit more information as to why I'm going to be a player in this week's option plays as well as give you a little bit of insight into what GOEV is. So GOEV, otherwise known as Canoo Inc., is an electric vehicle US-based company producing electric vehicles. However, as of today, officially, they have no vehicles on the road, right? They do have a website, which we can take a look at, canoo.com. As you guys see, they do make electric vehicles. They make a pickup style truck. Essentially, it looks like a VW 1970 bus, essentially. If you cut the back half off and turn it into a truck. It is full EV. These are slated for production in 2023. You are able to make a pre-order if you're interested, obviously. They do also have multi-purpose delivery vehicles for last mile delivery, kind of like Amazon, FedEx, and UPS, making that conversion or looking to make that conversion. They are a candidate in that as well, as you see from the video. But something you do need to take note of with GOEV, their vehicles are only going to be running $34,750, which does put them on the lower side compared to other EV makers. I think a Model 3, because again, I did shop Teslas. I think they were like the cheapest version was like 45,000 around there. If you got all the upgrades, all the bells and whistles, you're looking at a $65,000-$70,000 car. Obviously, the Cybertruck, which I did pre-order for those of you that did not know, those go anywhere from $39,000 to $79,000. And then you also have the Model S, which is $100,000 plus. The Plaid version is extremely up there, like $150 plus. Then you have the Model X, right? So they are slated. Tesla is slated to make a competitor vehicle essentially to Canoo, because they will be making a lower priced EV. For those of you who did not know, that has not yet been released or confirmed. It's just been speculation through social media, Twitter, and Elon Musk, of course, who has stated the fact that he will be making a cheaper EV. But going back to Canoo, as you guys do see from their website, this is a potential player in the EV space. Again, as you have seen from the news and government, they are talking a lot about EV, going green, going electric. You don't see too much noise or hype going into ICE vehicles. For those of you who don't know what ICE means, it's internal combustion engine. The focus is now on EV, and it's going to stay that way, to be honest. I don't see us going back to oil vehicles or ICE-based vehicles, because again, that's the whole purpose behind the infrastructure bill and building out the electrical grid, getting out there charging stations, making it more environment friendly, right? So you got to play your part in that as well, and think long term. So where is the focus going? Is it going to traditional vehicles, or are we going EV? And as you can clearly see and tell, just over the last year and a half, ever since COVID hit, and to be honest, or a little bit before, the focus has been on EV, and you see that momentum building more and more and more and more, right? So diversifying your portfolio, getting you an opportunity in early is always going to be better for your pocket, whether you choose to go long on GOEV or whether you just choose to enjoy these little run-ups that it has and play options, right? You can do that either way. That preference falls on each individual investor. Again, this channel is not financial advice. It's simply financial education, giving you opportunities and options of what you guys can choose to do with your guys' money. I'm just here to try to show you how to best apply it like I do, so that you can make the most money for yourself. As always, that's the goal of the channel. But focusing on the chart, as we see, you have seen this trend going up from essentially the start of the year, running all the way through respectively. You have not had a break at all up until recently, right? If we follow and respect that trend, we just recently broke that trend on Thursday when we did get the alert for a runner play from Unusual Whales. Focusing in a little bit further, I did explain to you guys that a break above a 9 SMA and then a fully forming candle above a 9 SMA is super bullish for any time you are watching any type of play. And you can see that in any one of these old examples that GOEV has, for example, or any play, to be honest. Anytime you break above a 9 SMA and form a fully candle, you're going to get a run-up. So this is still going to get a run-up. How much of a run-up is the problem? We don't know, right? But we do have some good ideas or factors involved that we can pay attention to give us a kind of idea of what may potentially happen. So first and foremost, we did have a spike in volume for 2 days, Thursday and then going into Friday. Let's looking at our indicators. The RSI is essentially sitting on overbought. So looking at historical information just from GOEV, the last time it had hit overbought, what did it have? A slight pullback for another run up to it, right? So potentially we could see something in the same sense. We are in a buying period, as we were last time that GOEV did hit overbought, and our ATR, or average true range, is essentially spiking on upward, essentially giving you a 0.61 swing, which means that it has the potential to swing 61 cents to the upside or 61 cents to the downside. Now, ATR doesn't tell you if it's going to go up or down. It's giving you the swing amount, where it can go and what it can do potentially, right? So with that being said, you always have to keep that a factor. If you trade options, I strongly recommend you getting very familiar with ATR, as it will help you in your conviction of what plays you choose to participate or not. So what gave us the conviction to participate in GOEV, as well as what the alert gave us from unusual whales? So going to Twitter, as I have explained to you guys, I do scour Twitter for a lot of information on specific plays. Anytime you're looking for a play on Twitter, go to the search on the top right, put a money sign and then the ticker symbol, and you'll get nothing but information on that specific ticker you're looking for. A lot of people don't know that about Twitter. If you didn't, there you go. Now you know. But I did find this, which I was super interested in. It says Citadel Advisors LLC has a history of taking positions in derivatives of the underlying security GOEV in the form of stock options. The firm currently holds 536,000 call options valued at 5.3 million USD and 420,000 put options valued at 4.1 million US dollars, right? Other investor options or positions similar to Citadel are, and we see all the players here that are potentially shorting as well GOEV. So once I saw that, I did a little bit more digging. As you guys know and have seen from my previous videos, I use something called Lucid Tracking to track my short interest plays that I'm interested in. And as you see here, GOEV, it has taken the number 2 slot. You have GameStop at number 3, AMC at number 4. Smile Direct, I did stumble on that one as well, has taken the number 1 spot. Again, that was one of my biggest losers for last week, as well as Zoom Video. But if you want to know about that, watch the previous video and it'll tell you all about it. You have BlackBerry on here, Lucid, IronNet, Baba, Chinese Play, Nicola was a joke. So was Trevor, the CEO, allegedly was a joke. Atter, Root, you have CRISPR, QuantumScape, Clove, SoFi. Again, Lucid Tracking is pretty reliable to me, or it has been to me in the past, giving me good information as far as what is being shorted heavily and what is not. So why participate in a stock that's being heavily shorted? Well, let's pay attention to what's going on. First and foremost, we have AMC and GameStop going on since January with huge short positions, right? We already know Citadel, excuse my French, that's my name that I like to call Kenny and his gang of degenerates. Citadel does have a huge short position on AMC and GameStop, potentially, right? As we know and we've seen from MarketBeat and other tools we've seen. And they're a big shorter, I guess, on a lot of plays, right? Well, with the market getting more and more volatile as we go further and further into the year, again, they've been taking losses pretty much all year, right? They've made some money back on charts. Yeah, you see these downfalls. They made a little bit of money here, probably a little bit of money here, but nowhere near compared to the amount of money that they've lost just in AMC and GameStop alone. That should always tell you, if they have other huge short position in other plays, they're more than likely going to close the smaller ones before they'll close the larger ones. With that being said, yeah, when I see that this is taking the number 2 spot, it's going to make me a participant. Maybe not so case long term. I mean, I might look at Canoe long term maybe next year or early next year when we start getting closer to them actually putting a vehicle on the road. But in the meantime, you can always take advantage of these quick option plays, especially in these weeklies that I've shown you guys. Because again, they're not expensive. And you saw a $12 investment got me a $121 return. Now, is that always going to happen? No. You're not always going to win on option plays, right? But you want to try to play or be in the positive or in the green as much as possible, even if it's smaller amounts. You don't always have to hit home runs and grand slams with options, right? You can get 50, 60, 70 bucks returns and you're still producing money every single week, which in the long run is going to make you more money. Base hits will get you just as much as home runs, right? If not more, to be honest, playing it safe, right? But let's take a look at my other favorite tool, Unusual Whales, which I love to use, especially for option plays, right? You see that the pie charts essentially are all relatively green, giving you an indication it is bullish. When we go down to the expirations, you see that the September 24th that I just recently played had about $1 million on calls, about 551,000 on puts. Well, going into this week, which is October 1st, you see there's about 6 million on the call side compared to 3.4 million on the put side. October 8th is another weekly, same situation, calls are above puts, and then the monthly for October 15th, same thing, calls are above puts. Looking at the specific strikes that they're targeting, you see that the $9, the 9.5, and the $10 are essentially the three biggest strikes with the most amount of monies in them. When you look at this information and compare it to the actual options chain, well, let's take a look. You have the $8. Essentially, these are going for 130 to 140. You could probably get away with this at $135. Put a bid in and probably get accepted. You'll be making essentially $71 for every $1 GOEV goes up in this next week, or giving you a 71% chance of making profit or turning a profit on this play. Even better would be the 8.5. This is going to be a little cheaper. You could probably get a bid in on this one around 90, 91, 92 maybe. And again, 0.63 delta, essentially 63% opportunity to be profitable on this play by the end of the week. Even the $9 strike, which again is even a little bit cheaper, these are going for 0.53. As I've already stated to you in previous videos, I always try to target 0.50 delta or more, giving myself a 50% chance of being profitable in these plays by the time at the end of the week. Now, with that being said, looking at the chart, looking at this trend line now officially being broken, comparing that with unusual wells, seeing the amount of money on the expiration specifically just for this week alone, plus seeing the amount of money on each individual strike, is what gives me conviction to be a participant this week. The only thing that I'm going to look for is Monday morning. I'm going to look for a small pullback because, as we did see from the history of GOEV, back the last time we did hit the overbought, we did have a pullback before we had another run-up. So I'm expecting at least some kind or some sort of small pullback, because again, even in a buying period, it gives us a more propensity to get green candles versus red candles, right? Doesn't mean you can't have a red one. You just have a better likelihood of getting green. And with our ATR giving us a 61-cent swing, makes me a buyer, right? So I will be shopping these. I will post it on Twitter once I do make my purchase, so you guys can see what strike I went with and how much, because I might buy a few more contracts this time now that I have gained some more conviction in this play. But again, I think you guys get the point. As always, guys, if you have questions, leave them in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it does help with the channel's growth. And as always, you can always hit me up on Twitter or IG, or even on Discord if you have further questions, and I'll be happy to address that for you. As always, guys, I appreciate your viewership. I'll catch you guys in the next one.